Did you know?
You mean about... Can't sleep?
How you...
The end of the... Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you, until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your...
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
I've been thinking... Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave. You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much? Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little...
We'll be going to let...
Hey!
You okay?
Is everyone about...
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins.
Think.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
So who's Faria?
The Danans among us.
So...
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Whatever did we do to deserve?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. We have no choice. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the... I believed he...
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a...
As your lordship wishes. First, Lenegis mutates beyond recognition. Now, this unexpected The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor. I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's
Your lordship, Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine...
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hang-
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise.
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you...
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could...
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters.
It's worth investigating. I shall go and assess the situation.
You'd really do that for...
Our lot in life is of...
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city.
I did.
Tell me... With nobody left to run the show, I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld.
But Dohalim...
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite...
Even if the
I wonder what they... Cannot... Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about them.
Well, yeah, to us Danans, they were just...
I know.
It feels strange.
Yeah.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of every look? And luckily...
Yeah!
Balsef had it in him to care about... someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective. So...
I guess... She intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis, then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them, too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. He was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of...
Pardon.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. Ah.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about...
There's something I just...
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnigan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated... until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe. But I still wanted to say thank you.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer. For their assistance.
Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Hold! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they've got one.
In a bind? Now I'm in the zone!
Swallow blade! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Good boy!
It's almost strong. Then I'll split it
Not
open!
today! Be my guest! Swallow blade! Blow away!
Smash you!
My field! We're not finished!
Release! Inspiration!
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Take this!
In a bind?
I'm on it! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Not a chance! I'm not done! Soaring Light Sphere!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's...
Indeed. They seem to recognize... And yet,
They're glazed.
I've never seen anything like that here.
my best!
Ignite!
Whirlwind snap! That freaking does it!
Where are you going?
I'll tear you apart!
These ones can run rings around
Denied!
Now, barricade!
Leave him snaring to me.
Yeah! And totally to me!
Power of flame! Vanish without a trace! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a
I'm on
chance!
it!
Searing flame!
Inferno punch! Dragon shout!
Megasonic thrust! Vacuum blade!
Mega ray! Searing flame!
No escape!
First strike!
Do you require a hand?
Here I come! The blade up!
I'll finish you here and now!
Bring it home! My turn!
Healing circle!
No further!
Wither dragon!
Thanks! We
I'm on
did
a
it!
roll now!
There!
Hurricane strike!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! You're quite the... Gun... Slinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm not done!
Quiet! Sharing the ground! Attack time!
No escape! Slash!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Vacuum blade!
Whirlwind attack!
Blazing spear! Pierce needle!
Look sharp! Eat dirt!
That's it!
Take this!
Denied!
Strike! Megasonic thrust! Vacuum blade!
I really owe you
That'll
one.
bring you down!
Strike! Here!
Now I'm real mad!
Arch shield!
Megasonic thrust! There!
Gemini Aqua! Not on my watch! Power ray! Searing flame!
No further!
By the power of flame!
No escape!
Now you see what I can
It's
do!
on! Vacuum blade! Burn!
I'll tear you apart! Now I'm in the groove!
Hurricane strike!
Here we go!
Vacuum blade! You're finished! This one keeps charging us!
You think that's what my shield's for? Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Eagle Prime! Talon Hurricane! Now you see what I can do!
Go in!
No further!
Megasonic Strike! The blade inside me yearns to be let free!
Ready to go!
Inferno!
Hear my call!
Sword
Go
blade!
in! Here goes!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Hurricane! Slash!
Not in your dreams!
Look out!
Ready!
I've taken too many hits!
Slash! Megasonic
They're
thrust!
on the
Vacuum blade!
Thanks, Shion.
I'll tear you apart!
Take it!
Almost there!
Reload!
Now or never!
That armor won't save you!
Strike!
Beast
This
assault!
one's all mine!
I'm on
I'll
it!
heal.
Not today!
I'll tear you apart!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa! Look sharp!
Just getting started!
Vacuum blade!
Beast assault!
Here I come!
I'm on it!
Let me help try to come over! Here, let me help! Go
Here's
in!
the healing arm! First aid! Hurricane
Here I come! No escape!
Ready and ready!
Gemini Aqua!
Armor won't save! I'll finish you here and now!
Astral energy!
Say no more! We won, but...
See what, eh?
No further!
These fists have got your name on them!
your moves like a book.
Eat for my lord!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Not a chance!
Too fast.
Stand back! I'll trip it up.
Let the marksman
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
My turn!
I'm ready for the next battle.
We seem to have come across something a little
We're in for a long slog with this one.
That'll bring you down.
How about this?
Not on my watch. They really don't give up, do they?
Now you'll learn!
Take this! Armor won't save you!
Eat your...
I'm on it!
You're mine!
Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
Take this!
Ground and burn!
Annihilation!
Raining slash! I'm not done!
First strike!
Going in.
Here's evil!
in a bind!
Ready first aid! Denied!
Ready!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing art.
First strike! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Water. Healer. Glacial Punch.
Talon Hurricane!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alvin.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking.
Gotta break through! Here I come!
Going ready. Not on my watch.
Anything in armor is all mine! All finished
Time to
here
crossblade!
now!
Healing circle.
This one's all mine!
Burn it down! I'm
Escape!
Power of flame. Without a trace.
Back!
Crescent moon! I'm on!
It's over!
That'll bring you down.
Dragon shell! Take this! I'm on a roll,
You're
man!
mine!
This hook shot!
Swallow blade!
Hurricane dance!
Healing circle.
Ready to go now!
By the power of flame.
That's freaking cooking!
Piercing roll.
Take
Need to
this!
pull myself together.
You're finished!
This one's
there you
mine.
go!
Explosion.
You're mine!
Flame of fury.
Not today!
Burning.
Here I come!
Glacial
Swallow
spear.
blade!
Here's evil.
Inferno
crossing!
This one's mine.
Inferno
Severing
crossing!
wind!
Roll now!
Here I come!
Inferno punch!
Can't get out of this!
Hurricane flight.
All finished should have met
I'll
with
stop
me!
its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Time
Here I
to
come!
counter!
Swallow blade!
Now I'm in the groove! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here's a healing art.
What's this?
First aid.
I'll smash you!
Here! It's on!
Flaming
Black
needle.
blade! Burn in hell!
Crescent moon.
Here I come!
I'll tear you apart!
Tiger blade.
Swallow
Rain
blade!
slash!
Here's
Inferno
evil.
crossing! Mirage!
This one's mine.
Escape!
That's
Prepare
freaking
to be
does it!
seized!
Nothing.
No further!
Talon Hurricane!
Mega Thunder!
Healing circle.
Looking
These
good!
fists have got your name on them! Dragon
You're
shell!
mine!
Inferno
Flame.
punch! Watch it!
Here goes. I'm ready.
Raining slash! It's on!
Inspiration!
Burn in hell!
I can do this all day!
Swallow blade!
Talon
Raining
Hurricane!
slash! Lightning thrust!
I'm just getting
Soaring lead spear!
Here goes.
Now you see what I can do!
Rising spike!
Not on my watch.
You're mine!
Seven-Eye Aqua.
In a bind!
Do it.
Go, Halim.
All yours, Kisara!
feel sprightlier than before.
Be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Be still!
Hurricane Flight! That freaking does it!
Watch it! First strike!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall!
Eat this! Hurricane! Rip and tear! Pierce! Damn!
I can handle it!
Torn up! Burn in hell! Here I come!
Did you see this coming?
Watch this!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Hurricane Foot!
Good shot! All good things
This
come to
one's
an end.
mine!
Pierce! Stop! Slash!
Hurricane Foot! Not on my watch!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Will this
Take this!
Talon Storm!
Blow away!
Healing
I'm not
Take this!
How about this?
Need to pull myself
This
together.
one's mine.
That freaking does it!
Ignite! First strike! Hollow blade! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Shield and
Swallow blade!
Hurricane
Watch
Foot!
this!
Raining slash!
Going in. Make
You
it
did
right.
it! I owe you one. Hurricane thrust!
Prepare to be sealed!
Make
it rain.
Kisara frozen!
Hammer.
There's always room for improvement.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Bring it up.
Strike! Burn!
By the power of water!
So much for talking it out.
Engaging!
We're just getting started.
Strike!
Take this!
Fall back! Blow away!
Inferno crossing! You see what happened there as you crossed?
The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Make it move.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! My turn!
Keep it
Take it!
You're all down.
Tear you apart! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Now!
I'm
on! Raining
Fire support.
All mine!
By the power of flame!
Okay! Eat this! Take this! Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Don't get careless. I'll do my best.
Here I come!
Now you see what I can do!
Take this!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
You think that shield will save you?
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Will this
Take this!
Leave the torch away!
Release!
Healing
Take this!
I owe you one.
Swallow blade! Fall back!
Appreciate the help.
I'm not done! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Fall back! Here's it! Release!
I'll heal you there!
First strike!
Focus! Daydream!
Burn it! Locked and loaded! An inferno!
Here, this one's mine. That'll bring you down. Who wants to die next?
My shield? Prepare to be healed! Struck! Any more of this and I'll burn out. I really owe you one. Loaded! We're not finished!
By the
Dragon Blow! Away!
Take your break!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
I'll heal you all!
Damn! This will hold mine!
Shield!
Not today!
Make your break!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Striker!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other.
So I suppose the question you should be asking is,
Why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just...
Nobody's here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control Googles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Google, then we get some answers. Back to play!
Watch this!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
In a vine?
Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Not a chance!
Blow away!
Inferno crossing!
This one's all mine!
Inferno! Let the marksman handle it!
I'm just getting
I'm not
started!
done! Megasonic thrust!
Ready and ready! Now you see what I can do!
Look sharp!
Not my fight!
Take this!
Hold on! Portal blade!
That'll bring you down!
I'm not...
Take this!
On guard!
I'll bring
I'm
you
not done!
In a vine?
It's on! You're mine! Burn!
Here, let me help! This one's mine!
You're mine!
I have no escape!
Tiger blade!
Strike! Back to your blade!
It's over! Now I'm in the groove!
I'll heal you all! I can handle it!
You're mine!
I'm on a roll now!
Fair enough! Need to pull myself together!
Here's
I'm all stocked up!
Here I come!
Now you see what I can do!
Prepare to be seized!
Take this!
Now!
Laser fire! Eat this! Inferno crossing!
Flame inside me! Yours!
Go in!
Try harder! You're mine!
Hurricane flight!
Here I come! Not today! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
I'll finish you here and now!
I'm not done! Back to the blade!
I'll finish you here and now!
Mine!
If it's in the sky,
Take
it's
this!
mine!
I'll smash you! I'm not done!
On guard! This one's mine!
Eat this! Here I come!
It's fine!
Dragon Shell! Burn! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all!
In a bind? Look sharp! Their arms are interrupted!
Now!
On guard!
Get I owe you one.
Now! Blade! Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Water! Hear my call!
This one's mine!
Take this!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Flashing blade!
Glacial spear!
Megasonic
Here's
shot!
Pieces! Attack time!
You're finished!
Freeze
Now
laser!
you see what I can do!
Dragon attack!
Right, watch out!
Going in!
I'm on it!
Let me help!
Hurricane!
Watch it!
Not on my watch! By the power of the Lord!
Alright! Running out!
Field!
Can't get out of this! I'm ready to go! Not my fighter!
Stay away from my friend!
You made me angry. That
No
was a bad
escape!
idea.
Raining slash! Try harder! Now! Your mom!
I'll bring you back
Here
from
I
death
come!
a bit!
This one's mine.
Here I come! Try harder! Now!
Here, let me help!
Take this!
If it's in the sky, it's
Here.
mine!
Talon Hurricane! I'm not done! Swallow Blade! Burn!
Inferno! Gemini Aqua!
Here I come! Slash!
Hurricane
Here!
Strike!
Swallow Blade!
Leave me alone!
Hurricane far enough! I'm not done! Not today!
Here I go!
No further! Alright! I'm not done! Move it!
Here goes!
Back you run! Thrust!
I'm on a roll now!
You're finished!
Armor won't save you!
Hurricane Strike!
Feast the
Flame
soul!
of Fury! Burning Currency!
I'm on it!
This one's mine.
Eat this! Down! Forward! Feast the soul!
Raining Slash!
I'm on a roll now! In a bind?
I'm not done! Try harder!
Searing
Not a
Flame!
chance!
Reload! Here's a healing art!
Now I'm real mad!
First aid!
I can do this all day!
There's one tough cookie.
Not so much longer he isn't!
Don't let up till it's all over.
I'm just
Annihilation!
Megasonic
I'll
Thrust!
handle this.
No
This one's
escape!
mine!
You're finished!
I'm on a roll now!
It's weakened!
Awesome!
This ends now!
Burning water! Hear my
Inferno
call!
Going in!
That move!
Here comes the big one!
Freeze laser!
This one's all mine!
Glacial spear!
Ignite!
Round and curl! Arc sealed!
Here's the
Lightning
fighting.
streak!
You'll pay for that!
Will this help?
Take this! Slash!
Healing circle! Hurricane! I'll bring you back
Thanks.
from death to bit!
Vacuum Blade!
Here's the
Megasonic
roll!
Thrust!
Feast the soul! I'll heal you all!
Here I come! Swallow Blade!
Hurricane strike! Healing
Can't
circle!
move!
I really owe you one.
Water!
Not done yet!
This one's mine!
Can't get out of this!
Swallow Blade! Megasonic Thrust!
Get toasty!
Bird strike! Now it's just her!
Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me. Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. As for...
You don't...
Somebody...
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Do you think...
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion!
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin...
That...
Soon, we might very well learn the truth, but I have to be ready to face anything. I'm determined. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead. If the...
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy. So the creation of a governing central figure. Codename
Sovereign!
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable... That must be the Master Course. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the...
About the Lords? Why would they be on...
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the... Not to mention the fact that the... In other words...
What about the Sovereign?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so...
What is it? Did you find...
It's a list of names. With the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA, Alphen.
They re-engineered me.
Alphen.
It's fine, really.
Test subject number 10105. Volron.
Volron?
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only...
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom... It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign. The crown contest was never...
But even supposing that's true...
Crown contests have been held this... Meaning that for the past...
The Red Woman...
It's possible. She could be working...
Either way...
What about the data?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind. I've barely managed...
I'll do that.
So this is where... Only...
Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen. That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to...
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for...
Yeah.
Now that you know how she felt,
She kept... If the Renan... Naori was the one who put that mask... It's got me. It made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from... tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose. Your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
the Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to—
Wait, you can't—
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danan—
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is—
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorn.
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores, and by that logic.
We have a Maiden in Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to— Shion.
It's possible?
I do.
However,
You're right. It's the Barrett.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved. Just hearing...
No, it isn't!
Brynwell's right. We can
Thank you.
Starting with a little...
Yeah, we've come all this...
Yeah!
I too shall...
And they say modest...
Miracles just seem to follow...
How do you... Now let's get moving. So Naori seal...
Sounds... That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of...
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red...
After everything we...
We'll probably be needing you.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys.
We're...
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Renna, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but... Are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I
true rulers of Rena!
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alfie. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Armor won't save! I'm just getting started!
This one's mine! This one's mine!
Shield and
Try harder! No, you can't!
Piercing roll!
Not on my watch!
Not today!
This one's mine! Healing circle!
Here!
Not in the group!
Ripping in!
Here I come!
Prepare to be seen! In a bind?
By the power of flame! Without a clue!
Burn! Here I come!
Hurricane strike!
This one's...
You're mine!
Hear me! Flame
Here!
of fury!
Flaming cycle! To be let free!
Take this! And I can carve through armor!
I'm not done!
Healing
Let's
circle!
go! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika! Talon Hurricane! Laser armor roll now! Time to shine! Prepare to be sealed!
By the power of water!
Shield and face!
No further!
Dragon
I'm not done!
Lunar
Megasonic thrust!
Roll! Here goes! Ground and power!
Confiscated!
This one's
Eagle
mine! Nothing gets by me! Sword! Far enough! I can carve through armor!
It's over! Burn!
Go! Hear me!
Here I come!
Dragon Hero!
Where are you going?
No escape!
Burn!
Swallow blade! Megasonic thrust!
There you
Vacuum
are!
blade!
Hear me, Howell! Piercing roar!
Glacial spear! Here's the Evo!
I've let you all down.
You'll pay for that!
Here, well,
Power of flame!
Take
Finish
this!
without a trace!
Strut!
Look sharp!
You're mine!
Look sharp!
The flame inside me! You're
Glacial spear!
Burn!
I could do this all day! This one's mine! There are going to run it!
Megasonic thrust!
Freaking
You're
got
mine!
this! Hurricane strike!
I'm nearly done for.
I could do this all day!
You're mine! Vacuum blade!
Dragon shell!
Armor down! Mega ray!
Whirlwind
Let
snap!
me help dreams!
Take this!
First aid!
Shield and face! Armor won't
cover
save!
you.
I'm just getting
I'm not
started!
done.
Leave the charges to me! Down! You're on! Guardian shield! Far enough!
No escape! It's on! Slash! Swallow blade! Megasonic thrust!
All good things come
Not
to an end.
today!
This one's
First
mine!
strike! No escape!
Where are you going?
Whirlwind
Thrust!
snap! Swallow
Here,
them
let me
on
help.
roll now!
Megasonic
I'll use
thrust!
one for that.
Vacuum blade!
Hurricane strike! On guard! I'm on it!
Power
You're
down!
mine!
Time to die! Now I'm in the dragon grip! Go in! Armor won't save you! Beast assault!
Huh? Burn in hell!
Lightning!
Take this!
By the power of flame!
Crumble! You're
Here's a
mine!
healing arm! Ready! First aid!
Tiger blade!
Not on my watch!
Hurricane strike!
Eagle
Beast assault! Challenge
Lower!
Lunar corruption!
Take this!
Slash!
In a bind?
Annihilation!
Take this!
Graviton field!
This one's mine!
Demon
away! Try harder!
Reload!
Guardian field!
I'll heal you all!
I'm ready to
Time
play
to
you
let
all
it
down.
rip! Stay away from my
Ready to
friends!
go.
Healing circle!
Thanks! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
I'm not...
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
I can do this all day.
Let the marksman handle this!
Take this!
This one's... mine!
I'm not done! You're mine!
Inspiration!
Burn!
For this one,
First strike!
healing circle!
Blew away!
Pull my
I could do this all day.
Here I come!
Power of water!
Take this!
Annihilation! By the power of flame! Not in your dreams! Without a
I'm
power!
just getting started. Leave the charges to me. Far enough.
Take this!
Dragon
Vacuum blade!
Shattering the in a bind.
Searing flame!
Huh? Not today!
Solid hurricane.
Out of ammo!
Megasonic
What's
thrust!
up?
There!
Hurricane
carve through
Annihilation!
Eat this!
Power of courage!
Watch it!
Think again!
Inspiration!
I'm gone.
Vacuum
I can
blade!
do this all day! Lunar corruption!
First strike! Whirlwind kick!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here I come!
Inspiration!
Do this all day! There!
Dragon!
Watch this! Try harder! Not a chance!
Healing circle!
Here I come! Swallow blade!
I really owe you
Annihilate!
all. Did you hear that?
That'll bring you down!
Slash!
Talon hurricane!
Water, hear my call!
Punch!
Red! Dream!
Tiger blade!
This one's all mine!
Here's evil!
Ignite! Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Gemini Aqua!
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alvin!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart. Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Dana are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alva!
It's too late. We can't stay here.
We need to go. Outfit!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally...
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was there?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in...
What? Those brainless things?
Whatever's stolen from us, the future's ours to protect. We can head them off at Rena. Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland.
If that monstrous form's their true...
Yeah.
So this thing over on Rena.
They have the Renaissance.
And we're agreed.
But seriously, I was not expecting...
I didn't...
Forgive you!
No!
That frickin' does it! Showdown between blade and fist!
Dragon
Now I'm through!
That's my cue!
Fire support!
Shut him down!
Try harder! Hold nothing back! Try harder!
Healing
That frickin' does it! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
by the power of God!
Legion smelling to me. Yeah, and the pummel is to me.
Megasonic Thrust! Megasonic Thrust! Try harder!
Now or never.
Take this!
Did you see this coming?
Blizzard Blow!
It's over!
Roll now.
Vacuum Blade!
Can't get out of this. Attack time.
This one's mine!
The armor won't save you.
Glacial Spear! Going in! I never miss!
Vacuum Blade!
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade.
Onward and... upward.
Forgive you!
You're mine! I'm on! This
Denied!
one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Take this!
Here goes!
Raining...
Going in!
Death!
Healing Circle! Hurricane Crunch!
Take this.
Vacuum Blade!
Can't get out of this.
Here I come!
It's too fast. Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Ready!
Flaming Meteor!
Blow away! Soar!
Lunar Arc!
Megasonic Thrust!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Now you see what I can
This
do.
one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight!
Radiant
Here I come!
Who wants to die next?
Take this.
First cut!
No further.
Gemini Aqua!
I can handle it!
Vacuum Blade!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
What the... When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone?
Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything.
She doesn't remember a thing. So she really was.
He told me about Tarnigan, too.
What difference does it make?
Stop casting one!
Faria, not
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've...
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the...
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would... But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk...
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to...
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed. Which...
Are you out of your mind?
There's no time to explain now.
We need to stop that.
But how do we do?
Riots feed on discontent and...
At ease. Like by letting... That's it. Who's the high...
Lennigus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone.
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a... Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into...
I only pray...
Looks like the people of Lennigus can rest. It's easy.
In one...
What do you say we check back in on the ramp?
How...